Hello folks, I'm Ed Overstreet and I'm back with part two in our processing of a LRGB image in PixInsight. Part one really was preparing the RGB image out of the 45-second exposures. We are on the M31 Andromeda and a pretty easy target to image and get good data on. I have a couple of regrets. One, I wish I'd had more time um, and to image the blue channel, and I wish I had more time to add some HA. Andromeda needs HA in the worst kind of way, as there's so much red. Uh, I think, isn't it a star formation region? I don't know enough about astronomy to know really what it is, but the hydrogen alpha that's in Andromeda is really cool to bring out. So I hate that I don't have the HA to do that. Maybe we'll later add it, but right now, in fact, that would make a good video combining your results with HA. So what we're going to do now is we're going to prepare the luminance layer, and in part two, and then in part three, we're going to add the luminance layer to our RGB layer, and before we do the extraction of stars. And I'll spend more time on why I want to add the luminance layer at that stage. Well, with that being said, catch you guys on the part two section. Let's head over there now and we'll get started. Okay, I'm opening up PixInsight. Hopefully, should have already done this. And now we're going to go to File, Load Project, and we're going to load all of the work we've done so far. And it went right to it, which it should have. It's the last thing we worked on. And so we'll load the project. Okay, we've got our project loaded, and here is our stretched image. We got a lot of work to do on it, but not now. We're going to actually work on the luminance image, so let's get started. I'm going to make a copy, and I want to keep my original in case I really screw this thing up, and I do that all the time. So we're just going to call this luminance. Um, Clone's fine. Why did I change that? No, just got to change the name. So this is our working image for our for the night, and I think I took. I'm not sure. I think I took 130-second. Yes, I took 130-second images to get this luminance layer. I probably should have gone ahead and taken 45-second, but I didn't. So at any rate, it's what we've got to work with, and let's see if it's worth working with. So the very first thing I'm going to do now, it's been cropped. We cropped all of these, so we should not have any geometry problems. So let's just bring up the dynamic, not the dynamic crop. We don't need that. We need the dynamic background extraction that we used for the RGB image. And let's see, are we doing subtraction now, or are we doing division? It should be on subtraction. It is. So we're working on the corners, the vignetting with subtraction. So let's run it. I don't know why this is out there. And here we go. I don't pay any attention to whether or not these big boxes are on stars. Now, if there's one on a great big giant star, I'm going to move it. But there's more black area than there is stars. So it's going to resolve the background just fine. And so let me move this over so we can see what we're doing. Let's unstretch that. And let's look at our image. And now it's time to run the division. Actually, we're going to have to close this out. I'll give you a kind of a pointer. After you run this, if any of your blocks are red, and then you try to run this again, it won't let you. It's going to say dynamic background extraction cannot execute instance on the clone. Reason, it has less than 3 background samples defined. Well, it's got more. It's got less than 3. It's got 2, but it just won't let you do it. If you see any red, it won't let you do it. So it means that we're going to have to close it and click on it again. And I'm going to move this back down here. I don't know why. And now we can run it, and we're going to do division, and we'll run it. Bingo. Oh, I got to do execute. I always do that. Execute. Da da do 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 do. All right, now show you something. We're going to run it again just to show you. There are no red boxes, so I don't have to close this. I can change it back to subtraction. I can leave it the way it is, but I can run it again, and it won't give me that ugly message. And why would I run it again? You'll be surprised. If you want to see your background model, uncheck this, and you'll get the background model that will show you your gradient. And it's amazing how much of a gradient still remains that's being extracted after you've ran this a couple times. But I'm happy with this, so let's close this out. We're done with this. Now we're going to run MLT and do some noise management. We know from the last time that we probably need to, let's just go ahead and check it out. Let's unstretch it, and let's preview the mask. And let's, we did unstretch it, and so everything that is black is being protected, and I want some of the galaxy to get some noise reduction, some slight modest noise reduction, maybe not that much. But on this luminance layer, actually, let's protect the galaxy from noise reduction. All right, let's go with this. So we're going to uncheck this, and we're going to wait for this to stop clocking. It's clocking up here. Don't pay any attention to what just happened. It means nothing, nothing at all. I hope everybody's having a good day. All right, so we can, we don't need our real-time preview. Where did it go? That's crazy. Went way over there. We don't need it. And we can stretch this image now, and let's apply the noise reduction to the background. Really don't care about the noise reduction that much on a luminance layer, but I don't want to introduce any more unnecessary noise to the RGB image when I later combine in the background. All right, so we've done that. So we got a nice kind of a smooth layer, not much to show for it, not much detail. And so right now what we want to do is go ahead and stretch this. And so I'm going to bring up the histogram transformation, and we're going to get a real-time preview. A real-time preview just lets you see the non-destructive changes that you're making in this case in your histogram transformation. Let's make sure we've got loom clone, and let's make sure that we unstretch it. And so we're ready to rock and roll. Let's drag our middle slider over about there and apply it. Now let's reset and let's bring it over again to where it starts to go up and apply it. It's reset, and let's bring our dark point over to maybe there and bring this up to where it starts to go up and reset it. And let's bring our dark point over again, not clipping. So we are going to clip some, but it's the stars we're clipping, the bright stars, and that's okay. We're going to not use them anyway. We're going to extract them after we combine. Okay, we're going to leave it right there. We're done. Okay, so we now have applied the histogram transformation to our luminance layer. We can get rid of the real-time preview. I'm going to bring up curves, and I'm going to get another real-time preview. I want the RGBK. I'm going to make an S curve slight, and I'm also not too terribly concerned about this core, because there's another core waiting to be used in the RGB component of the 8-second image. Should I find that I've scorched this one, which I'm close. I don't know, I may have. Yeah. I'm reading what the red channel is at 0.96. If we get hit one, then we've blown it out. So the red, we're close, but it isn't. There's still data, so we haven't blown it completely apart. So we're good. Alrighty, and so let's apply this. But we're blown out now. 0.99, 0.998, 0.998. We're close. All right, but we don't want to do that. We're not doing that anyway. So let's close this out. Let's close this. And so here's what we're working with in our luminance layer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply the HDR multi-scale transformation. No, we're not. We're going to do the local histogram equalization right here. And let's get a real-time preview. And we'll be done with this layer. And we'll be ready for part 2, or part 3. So kind of keep your eye on just the galaxy part. Everything else is going to disappear. Stars, whatever. And so I'm going to raise the contrast limit to say 1.4 and went to 1.5. Too much. Let's move our slider to about 100, and let's make this 1.3. And let's bring this down to 90. And I'm kind of liking that. Let's bring this up to 1.35. Why won't it let me do that? All right. Okay, here is after, before, after, before, after, before. Let's go ahead and raise this up to 1.5 again. Again, this is the detail part that let's bring this down. No, let's bring this up. Bring it up some more. So this, don't pay any attention too much to anything other than this is going to bring no color, hopefully no noise. It's just going to bring the levels and layers of luminosity over. So it's going to darken this part, which we want. It's going to keep from that the galaxy dust. I'm not sure if we're going to like that or not, but that's why I have a clone, because I may have to redo this. Let's just go back to 1.4. We've done a lot here, and let's leave it right there. Let's apply it. Okay, it has been applied, so we can get rid of this. This is now our Loom layer, so I'm going to change the title of this to Loom Final. And we're going to park it right over here. Close this out, and this will bring us to the end of part 2. In part 3, we're going to go back to our, well, we're going to have to work on our stars, and that'll be more, that's what we're going to have to do in part 3, get our stars ready. And then after we get our stars just the way we're going to want them to shine, saturation-wise, color-wise, then we're going to go back to our RGB layer. We're going to remove the stars, and then we're going to remove the stars from the RGB 8 seconds, and we're going to, those will be the final stars we're going to use. And we're going to take just the galaxy from the RGB 45-second image, and we're going to get the color right, or the way we like it. It's a judgment thing of the galaxy, and we're going to get that just the way we like it. We'll probably do some work in Photoshop. I imagine I'll be using some Nik software, but at that point we'll have the final step, which will be to combine, using pixel math, the stars with our final RGB 45-second image, and that'll be it. And we'll also apply that Luminance layer when we're working on that RGB. Before we remove the stars from the RGB image, we will have added the Luminance layer and made a judgment on whether or not we're going to keep it or discard it. That's it. Catch you on part 3. Hope everybody does and has a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know if you like it or not, or if it's helping or not, and any comments you want to make. I'm all, any mistakes I'm making, please call me out on them. I'm learning this just like everybody, just like most of you all. I'm learning every day. That's it.